Hello there. So, good morning logic language learners. It's a Saturday morning and the sun is outside, so we're going to tell a story. Now, before we begin, can I stress a couple of things that have really come up this week. If the light on the board isn't fantastic, I realise this, but this isn't the problem that a couple of people are making this out to be, because as you well know, the method is not visual. The method is about finding patterns and rhythms, but I know sometimes to help you learn, you like to see what's going on in front of you, which I understand, but it's not the main way to find the sentences. So can I remind you to look underneath? There will be a little down arrow, whether you have an iPad, an iPhone, or whether you're bringing these videos up on a PC, on a laptop, and if you open up the description, if you open up the full description of the video, you will always see a transcript when there's a video that needs a transcript. So if I'm using the board and I'm making something quite clear on the board, you will see it on the board. If, however, it's a full conversation video, or it's a grammar video with lots and lots of examples, then the example will be underneath. So when you click on the video, that isn't always clear. So make sure you click and have a look underneath. Okay, as per usual, if the video is useful, can I remind you to click like and subscribe. So today's video, I don't like to think in terms of GCSE and A-level quite so much, because I tend to work with adults. Yeah, so we tend to do the International European Language Framework exams, so your A1, your C1, your C2, this kind of thing. And obviously French is just something you want to learn as a pleasure. So, but that said, this is kind of a GCSE conversation level. We might stick some A-level structures in there. So what we're doing today is we're going all the way through the conversation, through a conversation. We're going to have, I will give you the English sentence, okay? I will talk about how we got there per sentence. We will use all the different tricks and methods that we've been using, and it should hopefully make sense of how we jump between the pasts, the presents, the futures, how we're using different constructs, how we're using gender, this kind of thing, okay? And also some little tips on pronunciation, because obviously you want to be able to speak French, you don't just want to be able to write it. Okay, so let's start. So today the weather is nice. Aujourd'hui il fait beau. Aujourd'hui il fait beau. Revision notes. We use the verb do for weather. Il fait beau. Il fait du soleil. Okay, it does. Il fait, it's an it. So whenever we spell anything, SST, that pattern I mentioned. If it's an I or a U, often a word will have an S on the end. If it's a he or a she or an it verb, it will have a T. So for example, jétais, tu étais, il était, AIS, he, she, it, AIT. So it is, the weather is great, il fait beau. Therefore, I am going to go out later. Donc, yeah, je vais sortir plus tard. So, quick question. I am going to go out. This is the future, but you cannot hear will or I'll. So when you hear I'll, this is when you use your r ending. So, je sortirai, tu sortiras, il sortira. If you hear I am going to go out, you're going to use the verb go, je vais, plus your long form. So I'm going to go out, je vais sortir plus tard. Let's say he's going to dance later. Il va danser plus tard, as opposed to he will dance, il dansera. So if you don't hear will, don't worry about the ré-ra-ran method. Okay? Later is more late. So the word for late is tard, T-A-R-D. What is later? Plus tard. If I gave you early was tôt, T-O with an accent T, what would earlier be? Plutôt. Okay? Plutôt together, one word instead, but don't worry about that for now. Okay? I am going to meet my friend Ed at the cinema. So, je vais rencontrer with an ER because it's the long form, mon ami, A-M-I, Ed, at the cinema. Cinema is masculine, so how am I going to say at the? I combine a and le, and I make it au cinéma. So quick tip, whenever you have something masculine, remember there is a U. At the, A-U, au, à le cinéma, becomes au cinéma. From the cinema, du cinéma. So O and du sound completely different, different vowel, but we have this U every time. Okay? Au cinéma, du cinéma. And what's the other tip I say? Women tend to take a little bit longer getting ready, so if you're going somewhere feminine, it takes 2 moves. If you're coming back from somewhere feminine, it takes 2 moves. If you're going somewhere masculine, it's done quickly, often hurriedly. If you do something masculine, it's done quickly. So to the station, feminine station, à la gare, à la station. From the station, de la station, de la gare. To the market, masculine, au marché, du marché, from the market, au supermarché, du supermarché. Okay, so that's a little tip. Okay, so je vais rencontrer mon ami Ed au cinéma. Je vais rencontrer mon ami Ed au cinéma. I'm going to meet my friend Ed at the cinema. Okay. We are going to see a film that I wanted to see last week. So nous allons voir un film that I wanted is the past, but think about it, which past? If I said I spoke, hopefully by now guys you should know action 1, 2, 3. J'ai parlé. He danced, il a dansé. We know the past when it's an action is 1, 2, 3. If we're talking about mental processes, this is a good general rule. We're going to use the wishy-washy, we're going to use the imperfect. So I wanted, I needed, je voulais. Yeah, or j'avais besoin de, I needed. Quick reminder what we're doing for the was, we are finding something we can stick the A ending on. If that's completely difficult for you, I strongly suggest you stop watching this video. You're very welcome to come back and go and have a look at the imperfect video. Okay, so I wanted, the verb is vouloir, so I need something I can stick an A on the end. There's not an A in the verb. So voulais, I wanted. I is going to be A-I-S. Yeah, remember the S-S-T we were talking about earlier? So I wanted, je voulais. Okay, make that clear. Voulais. So we are going to see a film I wanted to see last week. Nous allons voir un film que je voulais voir la semaine dernière. Why are we saying la semaine? Because it's feminine, okay? Quick complication, we have 2 words. We have tomorrow, demain, A-I-N, and we have week, semaine. Yeah? So I hear a lot of demain and semaine and differences like this, okay? Can I remind you, if you have an N word which ends in an N, and you have an E or a vowel on the end of this normally, the sound will go higher. So, je suis certain, I am certain. Elle est certaine, she is certain. We just don't go certain, certaine, okay? So, week, la semaine dernière. Why can I hear the R? Because it's last week, yeah? Le dernier métro, the last tube is masculine, so le dernier métro, there's no dernière, okay? Good, so un film que je voulais voir la semaine dernière, okay? But unfortunately, I couldn't go. So, I couldn't go. This is a kind of mental thing, this is a state, this is not an action. I was not able to go. What's the verb to be able to? Pouvoir, okay? Is there an A in pouvoir? No, so I need something I can stick my A on the end of. So I wasn't able to go. Je ne pouvais pas aller. Or je pouvais pas aller, if we weren't using the ne. So malheureusement, bad happily, malheureusement, je ne pouvais pas aller. People worry about spelling malheureusement. Can I give you a little trick? Okay, can we remind ourselves? Okay, so firstly, what is the word heureux? So I push you guys when I teach you to use content. Yeah, I'm happy. Je suis content, tu es content, elle est contente. We also have this word happy, which is heureux. Okay? People panic over this word, but say for me, I want, je veux. Say I can, je peux. Same vowel, heureux. Okay? Again, normal trick, I wipe the board and then it won't stick, so heureux. Okay. H-E-U-R-E-U-X, it will all be down underneath. So heureux. The feminine will be heureuse. Yeah? We don't say heureux, we don't put an E on an X. Yeah? Délicieux, Délicieuse. Delicious, delicious. So, heureux. So, as you know, when we use any of our li tricks, yeah, so slow, slowly, direct, directly, we use the feminine form. We have a little e there, so we will have heureuse. So before we go any further, the same EU in je peux, tu peux, heureux, heureuse, and we're just going to add a ment, which makes it an adverb, which makes it happily, and then we're going to say mal. Now before you guys say, well, but you've told me that bad is mauvais or mauvaise, and mal is badly. I get this, okay? It's just the history of the word. So mal, heureusement, malheureusement, okay? Like a waterfall, malheureusement. Say it with me, malheureusement. Give me the opposite, give me happily. Heureusement, okay? So unfortunately, where were we going? I couldn't see it. So let's change it. I couldn't see it. So I wasn't able to see it. Do we have a to form in that sentence? Yes, I wasn't able to see. Now those of you that are working on pronouns with me, that means the little inserts in sentences, what have we discovered that is fantastic about the to form? The long form, it means you can shove your little short word in before the long form. So there's no I, it, speak, or I, him, hate, you know, there's none of that. So you do your first verb, relax, and then the second verb. So I wasn't able to see it, je ne pouvais pas, my verb to see, voir. So I'm going to stick my it before it. I'm seeing it, which means it's direct. Yeah, it's a direct pronoun. I had a lovely message from Ginny last night about direct and indirect. If I'm seeing something directly, basically there's nothing else being seen. Yeah? I see it, I see the film. Okay? So that will be the claps. Le, la, les. It will be the words the. Yeah? I see her, je la vois. The feminine word for the. I see him, je le vois. So I wasn't able to see it, je ne pouvais pas le voir. Quick reminder, indirect would be I give him a ball. Yes, I'm giving him, but I'm giving the ball. Yeah, so he's involved, but indirectly. There's something else more direct, so the ball. Yeah, I speak to them. I'm not speaking them, I'm speaking to them. Je leur parle to them, je lui parle, I speak to him. So direct is your claps, le, la, les. Another trick you might like to remember is in English, direct in French is a simpler word. Le, la, les is far simpler than lui and leur. Okay? So I wasn't able to see it, je ne pouvais pas le voir. Okay? Because I had lots of work. Now, again, I had sounds like the past. Okay? Had is not an action, had is a description, okay, and it's covering the week. I had lots of work, so it's gonna be in the wishy-washy, okay? It's not like I had a heart attack, okay? So, I had, is there an A in the verb avoir? No, so I need a platform to stick it on. Have-a. So I had, j'avais, lots of work. Beaucoup de travail. Can we all be careful? I keep hearing beaucoup de travail, which wouldn't make sense anyway, because travail plural. It's quite a rare word, it's travaux, which is like roadworks. Or mot de travaux is a magazine. So, lots of people, beaucoup de personnes. Your word for of is de, D-E. De, okay, is pretty much a Spanish pronunciation of the same word, D-E. Like I always say, the house of my mother, la casa de mi madre. But de is of the, de and les. So lots of people, beaucoup de personnes. Lots of socks, beaucoup de chaussettes. Beaucoup de is lots of the. So lots of the people I meet at work are very nice. In fact, all of them. So beaucoup de personnes. So do not confuse this. So if you have lots of friends, you are going to have beaucoup de amis, which is going to link to make beaucoup d'amis. Yeah, D apostrophe A-M-I-S, okay? Or A-I-A-M-I-E-S if you're talking about female friends. So beaucoup d'amis, okay? Lots of objects, beaucoup d'objets. Yeah? Lots of the objects we found, beaucoup des objets, or lots